Should the Eagles target another tight end? A.J. Brown comments on Jaylen Herz. And did the Cowboys play dirty? We'll talk about all of that. But first, Jason Kelce being named as a finalist for the sexiest man alive by People magazine. Kelce then replies to it here on Twitter. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What an absolutely amazing response. I guess I could say the same thing about the Philadelphia Eagles in terms of beauty, right? Do they look good? Well, it all depends on where your outlook is with this team, your expectation. I want to know from you down below, what is one thing heading into this bye week that you think people should keep their eye out for, right? Like, what's your biggest concern about this team as they get ready to go into this gauntlet of games? We will talk about all of it. Shout out to the sexiest man alive, Jason Kelce. And before we jump into it, a shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selections, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today. Use the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. All right, let's talk about it, people. So with Dallas Goedert now being out, he's having a mini surgery. He could be out 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Who knows? Let's hope he comes back as quick as possible. The Eagles are going to take a hit. The Eagles are absolutely going to take a hit. And the question floating around the Eagles sphere is, should they reach out to Rob Gronkowski? The trade deadline is passed, and I was looking through the list of available free agent tight ends, and let me tell you something, don't even bother. Don't even bother. There is nobody else that they really could go out and be like, okay, we're confident in that guy coming in. What, are you going to teach a guy a playbook in 2 weeks? And the question is, should they sign Gronk? My answer is no. No, they should not. I mean, the first thing I think of when it comes to Rob Gronkowski is, what is he doing? What's Rob Gronkowski doing? Is he on TV right now? I know has some appearances on Fox. Is he on a party boat, a cruise ship? And this is no disrespect to Rob Gronkowski. He is one of the greatest to ever do it, probably the greatest. And, he had his years. He had his time. But, when he came back with Tampa Bay, he didn't really look too polished. And now it's been a couple years. I just think he's too old, too out of it at this point. And again, no disrespect against him, but what, are you going to bring this guy in and teach him an entire playbook in 2 weeks and have him ready in game shape? I don't think he's in game shape, to be quite honest with you. So I would be a hard pass on Rob Gronkowski. But then again, if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, do you feel confident? Do you feel confident in the Jack Stoles of the world to be a pass catcher? Do you feel confident? What about Albert O? Right? Are we ever going to see this kid? I mean, you traded for him, a late round pick. Haven't used him at all. Had a pretty good year a few years ago, but has kind of fell off the map. Is he going to be ready to go? All I know is that this could be a bigger hit than people think. To me, this is a big, big concern. Who are you going to throw out there at tight end? Are you going to use different sets now? How is it going to work? Because they will need somebody out there. Jaylen Herz will need to rely on, somebody to run over the middle of the field when AJ and Devontae are going up against these tougher teams. And again, I still think AJ and Devontae are going to feast. I think the Eagles will have more weapons, obviously, but their tight end is huge. And Dallas Goedert definitely keeps defenses honest in a lot of ways. So we'll see how it works out, but I think in-house is probably the way to go at this point. Give me your thoughts on that. A.J. Brown talked about Jaylen Herz when he did an interview with Emmanuel Acho here on Fox, and he says, quote, "When I got to the Eagles, playing alongside my bro Jaylen Herz, we feel like we're the best in the world whenever we step on the field." And that is his response to the question, what made him this good? And, AJ's right, man. Like, they just have a certain level of swagger and confidence. And I do think being friends and being good friends off the field definitely help these two mesh right away. Because, when you pair a great quarterback with a great receiver, it does take time for them to, develop chemistry and also understand their tendencies. And I think these guys being around each other so much, knowing each other off the field, definitely help them, have a little bit of a boost, right? Be a little ahead of the game. And I just love their confidence. I think it's something that makes this Eagle team so special, right? They don't really have a lot of ego. They don't have a lot of guys who, will step out there and just say, oh, it's more about me, me, me. Like, it feels like the team, the winning aspect is the most important thing, and I really do enjoy that. AJ also said this about Jaylen Herz and what makes him special. Quote, his mentality. People don't probably really still believe in him. Fact. He wants to prove everybody wrong. He wants to lead his teammates, his process every day. He wants to be great, pushing everybody around him to be great. And that's right there, the characteristic of a leader. That's what a guy who should command the locker room does. I remember when Jaylen Herz came in a couple years ago, the feeling around the building was, oh, this guy can be that dude one day. He can lead, but he didn't really have those bold leadership tendencies or those qualities, right? He didn't have maybe the loudest voice. And I remember he came back the next year, the second year, which was last year as a starter. And man, he was just different. He was just different. The way he was, leading those pregame huddles and gathering the troops and just the way they were talking about him. And you obviously saw the incremental leap in terms of his game, but it's just been so special to watch him grow, not only as a football talent, but as a leader as well. And, as you can see, right, the most important thing is that these guys believe in him. They believe in him to go out there, throw 3 touchdowns, but also, talk to the troops, man. They listen. When he talks, they listen. So I really love that. And as a reciprocating factor here, Jaylen Herz also talked about AJ a couple days ago. He says, quote, he's doing things that have never been done, but I think he said he will enjoy it after his career is over. Winning is the only thing that matters. And again, it just goes back to the fact that this team has one goal and one goal only, and they want to win a world championship. They don't care about the rest. The people can talk out there. The stats can show this. The numbers can show this. The projections, whatever. As long as the Eagles win games, that's all that matters. And I think that's really a good way to characterize this season, right? Because as mad as we can be, or as much as we can complain, right now in the bye week, they are 8-1. And if I had to look around the league, they might be the best team. No, it has not looked pretty, but I think the fact that they're able to pull these games out despite not playing the best, despite, all the challenges at ends of games, like, it shows a lot about this team's character and their will. And I think that'll really, prove to be a deciding factor down the road. The fact that they can find ways to continuously win games. Now, speaking of down the stretch, the Cowboys are being criticized for this play against Dallas Goedert. Marquise Bell, Cowboys safety, is the one that injured Dallas Goedert. And the real question is, did he try to injure him on purpose? I'm not going to go out there and say that. Obviously, you saw the arm twist. I'm not going to play the full play due to copyright, but Dallas was running down the sideline, tried to get a couple extra yards. Marquise Bell kind of took his arm, twisted. I will say this probably happens more often than not. I don't think he went out there purposely in his mind saying, I'm trying to injure Dallas Goedert. But what I do think happened is that, he was probably frustrated late in the game. Goedert racking up some yards, keeping the ball on the Eagles side. And Marquise Bell was probably pissed off. So he probably went out there with a little extra motivation. And yes, he probably tried to bring him down more aggressively. But I will say on the side of Dallas Goedert, he was trying to get some extra yards on the sideline. He probably could have just stepped out, but he kept trying to turn around, like contort his body and keep throwing that stiff arm. And, it's just an unfortunate situation to be in. This probably happens a lot of times per game. Nothing happens as a result of injury. You go on, you play your game. Unfortunately, Dallas Goedert got hurt, and he got hurt at one of the worst times. He is a crucial component to this Eagles offense. They will need him for sure, and this is going to suck. I mean, I hope that he is able to find a way to get back in 4 weeks because, again, you go up against these juggernauts, right? You're going to have to get creative. There's going to be times over the next 4 or 5 weeks where, the Eagles will need a crucial first down, and maybe they go and double AJ, whereas you could have had Dallas Goedert running a slant for an easy 5-yard catch and, to extend the chains. But we'll see. We'll see. Dallas Goedert will be missed for now. Hopefully he will be back for the playoffs. And I'm not going to sit here and try to paint the Cowboys saying they played dirty. But, there was a little extra on this play. I guess it's just the mentality of these guys, right? They're taught to, attack, and bring down. So anyway, that's where we're at. But I feel good about the Philadelphia Eagles right now being 8-1. Jason Kelce is the sexiest man alive. The Eagles are 8-1. How could life get better? How could life get better right now? Couple big tests coming up. Again, even if the Eagles lose a couple games, at least they beat Dallas, which really, really helps in that tiebreaker in the division, the conference. They will at least split now with Dallas. That win was so huge. Even if it wasn't the best, even if it gave us cardiac arrest. That game was huge for the Eagles, and I'm expecting big things going forward. They are 8-1 for a second straight year. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.